Hi guys, another day, another pattern. You'll notice I'm back to my normal place on the dining room table. Family has gone home, so I have a chance to get a little drawing in here. We are going to go to the home page. In order to find my pattern for today, I go to pattern-collections.com. This is just the website. Don't do anything special. I just don't use an app or anything. I go to the website and I scroll down on my phone till I get to pattern focus. Under pattern focus, I'm going to scroll down and find today's pattern, which is going to be this one. And pattern is called Baskz. Baskz. I don't know how to say that word right there. It doesn't seem to have enough vowels in it. But by Suzanne Crisafi. Let me get something to point with here. Step number one, we're going to put like a line. Step number two, it's like we're going to make these kind of a ring shape thing, like a C. Nice and big and thick. And then number three, there's an arrow here, shows that you kind of connect these up going this way until you get to the top. And then at the top you connect one down like that. And then in number four, it shows you putting lines in there so that it looks like this when you're finished. And here's a couple of them completed like that, and used in a tile with some flux and some tipple and some other things around it. So we're gonna give that a go. String number 32 is what we're using this week. Let me find my pencil. I had to move everything again, so I might be a little out of sorts for a moment, but I'm going to take my pencil. I'm going to draw that string, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make the border. I may not use it, but a string is just a suggested path or a way to compose your tile. You don't have to use it, and you don't have to use it exactly the way it is. It's not a set in stone. It's just a suggestion. So this string has sort of this kind of U-shaped thing, horseshoe-shaped thing here, with two lines going this way and that way to make a sort of a keyhole type shape. They don't have to be exact. It's just a guide. It's a way to help you compose your tile. I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this shape. Let's see, maybe I'll do it this way. Let's see if I can see it differently if I turn it around. And perhaps I will start this shape here. Maybe I'll do a kind of a roundy one. Maybe I'll do a roundy one, kind of a like that. It's kind of going around that. It's not following it exactly, but I'm going to do it like that for my base shape. And I'm going to make it, it shows it kind of wider at one end than the other. So I'm going to do that. Make it a little wider at that end. Make it kind of double deep. As it goes up here, it gets thinner. Kind of like that. Oops, wrong direction. Zoom in a little bit for you. And then these sort of C shapes, like so. And they're not dainty little shapes. They're a good size shape here. And I could even make them bigger. I think bigger is better in this particular case. But they do graduate in size a little bit going toward the thinner end. Maybe a little bit smaller here. And then one kind of right at the top. Okay? Kind of like that. And then the thought process here seems to be to connect these in this manner. Oh, I needed to connect from here. So these are a little off, but that's okay. The end of that to the beginning of this, like that. And then on the other side, same thing. Just kind of connect them together like this. And then here in this middle part, and it kind of come down and around like that. Does seem to have this kind of sticking out bit at the apex, which I may do some swirly thing with, I think. And then this pattern shows it doing kind of like this. I'm putting a few lines in here to give it this definition of shape. I think at some point I might not put these, but we'll see what that kind of does to it. Maybe one more. It gives it sort of a corset look to it, I think. And there we go. That is one Baskz. It's like a chain of baskets. I think I'm not wide enough with my C shape. They're too far apart this way and not wide enough this way. So I'm going to try that again. I'm going to zoom out just a bit. And I'm going to try that again. Deciding how I want this to live. I think it's going to live... This one's going to live going this way. Like that. A little bit wider at the bottom. A little bit skinnier at the top. Maybe at the very, very top, a bit of a thing growing out of it. Okay, and then I want wider, bigger and wider of these C shapes. Maybe a little closer together and for sure wider. More like that. Okay, something like that, and then out and around like this, like that. Connecting them from here to there, from here to there. So they're more of a bowl shape than I had it before. I like that better than this long skinny shape. Still an odd kind of a shape to start with there. Is that how they did it on this one? Yeah, that's how they did it. Okay, actually they go in more here. They have it going in more and then out. So I'm still not quite the right shape. You really need to study your step outs in order to figure out exactly how they are constructed, because sometimes It's some small little thing that you're not doing that makes all the difference as to the look. And I think that's part of my issue here. Okay, it's closer, but it's not quite right yet. So I'm going to try it over here. Give it a big kind of a thing coming up here. Maybe I'll start it behind back here and kind of come all the way out. Like that. See how there was my keyhole design right here? And I kind of used it, but not really. It's just a compositional tool, and it's not a path that's like set in stone. Make a nice stem. I think this is going to be one of those tiles where I'm going to want to add a different tangle to it to kind of enhance it. Most of the time when I'm doing daily tangles, I do what's called a mono tangle, which means one tangle. That I use the one daily pattern as the only one that I use, but sometimes not. Okay, so we're gonna go a nice big C like so. And another one here like so. And maybe one would be here, you'd see a part of it there and maybe a corner of it here. And then one in here. And something like this. And in here. And maybe a small one there, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and give this top thing a swirly bit because why not? Okay, so if I look really close at step number 3, if I look really close, see, I was drawing from here. The first time I drew it from like here to here, and that was wrong. Then I was drawing from here to like up to here. But what it appears that is happening is there's a little drawing from here and that goes in a little before it comes up. See how it goes in and then up? Same thing here, in and then up. So let me try that and see if that makes a difference as to what I think it looks like in the end. So I'm going to go in and then up, and then in and then up, and in and up, and that's going to kind of connect to there, and you don't really see that. And then this one goes in and then up, and in and up. Okay, now it's beginning to look more like the step out pattern. The key there was that little inward swoop before you come up. Yeah, that's a better shape, and I like that shape better. And then doing these kind of lines across like here. Like that. I was not overly careful here, and I would prefer if I was more mindful of where I was stopping my lines. It's not that this is a horrible thing, but you see how this line went down past this one into that one? I really don't want to do that. I want to be more mindful of where I'm stopping my lines so that I don't go past. More like that, so I don't go past that spot. Just pay, all it takes is slowing down. Did you see how fast I was moving before? I was kind of in a little bit of a hurry, and when you hurry, you are not mindful of where you're putting your pen, and you tend to be, not only do you tend to get your lines outside of where you plan on putting them, but it just looks sloppy. It looks like you did it in a hurry, and that's not my intention here. I don't want to look like I'm in a hurry, even though I am mindful of the time, because I'll have to go to work here soon, but I have my alarm set, so I don't know why I'm rushing. I don't need to rush. I can take my time to do this tile. That's better. That's more like the simple. I like that better. So I don't feel like I want another one, but I do feel like I want something else on this tile, and it feels like it's really calling. I like the combination of this flux and tipple with, and this sort of shell-like thing that's happening with this tangle. I think I might do this. I'm going to do these kind of lumpy bumpy things there, and then maybe a lumpy bumpy here like that, and maybe one here, like so, and here. I'm just putting in these lumpy bumpies, and you'll see in a second how they will transform this tile. I want that, and then maybe like that, and perhaps one here to here, and maybe one way up here, lumpy bumpy to there. Okay, and I think maybe over here. Okay, that feels like it's filling the space. Now, at the moment, it feels like kind of clouds, or maybe, you know, sheep. That's not what I'm going for. So what I want is, I'm going to pick up a point on the opposite side from the lumpy bumpies, and I'm going to just draw to that point. Very carefully drawing in toward that point. There we go. Same thing here. I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to draw my lumpy bumpies, aiming at that point. Here, it's going to come down to here. Now I do not remember the name of this tangle that I'm doing here in the background. The name Sanibel is coming to mind. I'm not sure if that's accurate. That's what it seems to be telling me, but I could be completely wrong. But it seems like Sanibel sounds right. So, you know, you guys look it up. Look up Sanibel and see if that's what this tangle is. I feel like that's what it is. But it makes a shell-like structure based on just the lumpy bumpies and where they end up coming from and to. It totally gives it a shell-like shape. It's really cool. And then when you shade it, it really brings it out. I think maybe here. And this one maybe over here. So this one will come under into there, and this one will come under going that way, and this one behind that. This one to here. Like so. I'll put this one to about here. And this one maybe over on this side. Because I did this one through on this side, I want to do this one through on this side. So I'm going to go all the way over to maybe that point there as my connection. Like that. Okay, now it looks a little busy, but it will get better after I shade. So this one was called Baskz, string number 32. Okay, I'm gonna give that a little bit of shading. Yeah, I need to erase my string. I like to use a kneaded eraser. You can, it's like bubble gum kind of, old chewy, sticky. You just kind of squish it around. I like to use a kneaded eraser, mostly because it doesn't leave any, you know that eraser dust that you end up with where it kind of peels bits of eraser off and leaves it all over your page? You don't get that with a kneaded eraser. I really like them. And now I want to go around the edges where I have my overlap, which of course will be all of these. And I think I'll make it deeper and darker on one side, perhaps this side, the right side, and make my sun coming from here, my light source coming from here. So on this side, it would make a darker shadow than on the other side. It's still gonna make a bit of a shadow on this side because it's still in front, but it'll be less. that one. And this one, bigger shadow. Like so. And then this one. So I'm glad I'm back sitting at the table. I totally apologize for the rocking chair thing. It's the only place I had a place to work where I had a quiet spot and that I wasn't waking everybody else up because they were all still asleep. Oop. That's my alarm for getting ready for work. So this is the last one for today, but at least I'll have another one in the done, which makes me happy. I really want I want that to stand out from the background a lot. And then I'll go back and figure out where I want the rest of my shading. I'm going to do all that outside parts first. So yeah, I was looking at the video I did sitting up in the chair, and I looked over and went, oh my goodness, the chair is rocking. And I was on a lap table on the recliner up in my bedroom, and yeah, that wasn't good. It was a comfortable chair. I was enjoying sitting in the chair, and I could have done drawing using the lap desk closer to me, but where I had to mount the camera on the tripod made it an awkward angle for me. And it was just hard. Not something I want to do on a regular basis. But I may have to do it again next week as well. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but we have people coming to visit again next weekend. One of the people who was here this weekend is coming back. Would have been nice if she could have just stayed the week, but she has to work this week. But, and then 2 others are coming. So I'm not exactly sure when they're going home. I don't care that they stay. That's not the issue. I'm just not sure when they're going home, so I don't know how to schedule my drawings. Now I'm going to just go here where these things overlap and just give that a darker bit. This one overlaps that one, and this one overlaps this one, and this one overlaps this one. Oops, do that very well. And this one over here. See what that gives me. Oh, I missed this whole one up here. So yeah, it is one of these years I will have a dedicated art space out in a shed. I'm going to have a she shed in my backyard, fully equipped with a little bit of electric heat, a little bit of air conditioning, so I can go out there in all weather and I'll have a quiet place that I can just record and not bother everybody else, and not make it so that they have to be quiet all the time, or I have to work around their schedules. I can just do my thing and they can do theirs, and that would be swell. And I don't have to take my equipment up and down all the time, because that certainly is a pain. All right, so now what does it look like? Actually, looks pretty good. I think that's good enough. Maybe a couple of those petals. A little extra. I think I like that. Yep. Okay, well, it's time for me to get ready to go to work. So this is going to be the one and only for today. Hopefully I'll be able to see you tomorrow. Get a little drawing done before I go to work again tomorrow morning. And see if I can finish off my week. I'm not sure I'll be able to get that far, but even if I get most of them done between today and tomorrow, I'll be good. You guys have a really great day. Go out and do something nice for somebody else. You know, make the world a better place, and one person at a time. One person at a time. That's how we're going to make the world a better place. You do something nice for someone, and they do something nice for someone else, and it spreads like a ripple. That whole ripple effect. So, yeah, go out there and be sweet to somebody. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.